I mean, Giannis started 9 of 21. He missed the dunk, had a layup block, missed some layups, but to go 7 of 10 in the fourth, I know that's what great players do. But just what did you see through kind of those 3 quarters with him, and then kind of winning time to put it on?
I thought he got his shots in that stretch. He got to the rim, man. Got to the paint, and that's what we were doing. I thought we settled. The first half, I actually told our team as a group, it was the worst shots we've taken this year in one half, as a group. I thought contested shots, early contested twos. I thought we were very impatient offensively. And then in the second half, the ball started changing. We started going downhill. We started getting our shooters threes, and the whole floor opened up, and we got back to being us again. And the same thing for Giannis.
When those stretches happen where it's just kind of bucket for bucket, and that's going to happen, especially with two, I guess, teams at a pace. What do you hope? What are you looking for in that moment?
A stop. Like the zone was phenomenal tonight. I thought the zone. I think the 2 things, 3 things. Giannis changed the game because he started attacking the paint and just showed how resilient. Great players don't have a memory. Clearly, I mean they don't. They can miss and they just keep playing because they know they're great. They know they've worked on it. The zone, and then I thought Kyle Kuzma guarding Giddey. I thought Kuz was absolutely phenomenal tonight in his role. And those are the things we need. But that one stretch, man, we score, they score. We just could not separate from them. From a coaching standpoint, that's just frustrating. Frustrating for Billy, too. I mean, you're looking like someone's going to get a stop here, and I think we finally put 2 or 3 together and the game changed.
I know we've seen it out of Ryan and Cole and Andre in the past, but for Kuz to go 94 feet with Giddey, is that something that you guys had seen, or just you knew in that moment, like Kyle?
No, he's done it. He's done it a couple times this year. Obviously, every night, that steady flow of that is hard. He's not going to be on the point guards most night. The point guards, there's not a lot of 6'8" point guards in the league other than Giddey, and there's a few more, but that just shows his value. I think it was Darvin. He called him the Swiss Army knife, and that's what he's been for us. He just plays the 4. He plays the 3. He guards the 1. He's our roller. Becomes our other playmaker. So he's really. I'm just so proud of him because he's really accepted his role. And we told him, there's nights you're going to start. There's nights you're going to come off the bench. You just got to stay mentally ready because that's a lot. And he's been able to do that.
When Giannis is rolling, I know it's good to get the pocket pass in there, but how much does that vertical threat mean to him? I know Ryan hit him for one, Kuz hits one that he throws out for the 3, just to be able to get a lob threat there.
It's great. It's the roller. Getting a roller. It's a roll is just like a driver. It's the same. It has the same impact. If Giannis rolls or Bobby rolls, the weak side defenses are going to pull in 100% of the time. And even if you don't get that, you get the backside of that. Then we actually got the 3 for A.J. Green out of the timeout because Giannis rolled. They reacted on the weak side. We got A.J. Green for a 3. Those are the things that Rose do. And Giannis is probably the guy that he probably strikes more fear than everybody in the league rolling. I don't know if there's another guy that you can think of that would scare people that much. And that's something we take advantage of.
I know Giannis maybe missed a few more shots at the rim than he does usually, but for the season he's shooting around 80%.
Yeah.
Strict area. I don't know. What have you kind of seen from that's just?
Yeah, he's just listen. And I'm not going to get back on the soapbox, but a lot of those he gets fouled, gets hit on the arm. He's just such a good guy. Sometimes I wish he wasn't. But as far as the officials, but he rarely says things. They did acknowledge in the first half that was probably a foul. It's funny when they say probably, that means it was a foul, but he just keeps doing it every night.
We should totally be used to 6'11" guys shooting 3s, but Myles Turner, what kind of a threat is he?
Oh, gosh. He shoots it quick, too. I mean, that one in the corner, Dan, he gets it up quick. We're still trying to, get him in his right spots. I thought today was the most aggressive he was. I think, we looked at his numbers, and he was rolling less, almost half less than he did with Indiana. And I think we kind of screwed him up by telling him, hey, you can pop more with this team. And then, this morning we said, just do what you feel. Roll, pop, we'll figure it out. And just do you, be you, and we'll figure it out. And I thought he was very comfortable today. So,
For those who are still not convinced about this cup, what?
Did you raise your hand? Was that a hand raise?
Yes, sir. It's easy to say, look at Giannis, how fired up is he? But he's always like that. So what do you say?
No, it's great. Listen, I was skeptical as a broadcaster, 2 years ago. I had to work the cup. I was like, Jesus. The reason it's great is because you get to see early intensity. You are putting yourself in playoff type of atmosphere. And I think it allows you, from a coaching standpoint, to really evaluate what you need to change, what you need to work on. That was an intense game tonight. I think everyone could feel that. I'm looking at the scores tonight. Someone scored 148. They're going for it, and it's just awesome. You wouldn't get that this early in the league without it. The end part of it is what we got to fix. Is how do you go from that to trying to keep it back up? That's the tough part.
There seemed to be a more concerted effort, or maybe just like we saw a lot more Giannis and Myles staggering. Was that like a point of emphasis for this team specifically?
Our bench has not been great so far, and we played Giannis in 3 shifts tonight, which I thought, it's funny how it works. I told Dave it's going to be interesting. I think he's actually going to play more minutes, but he'll be fresher. And I felt that happened tonight.
Rondo was on Thanasis podcast earlier in the week, talked about communication being something key for what he's talking to the guards about, specifically Ryan Rollins.
Yeah.
Thought all the guards played really well tonight. I just wonder if you could expand on his role.
Yeah, he's been great. I called him this summer. He was with us last year, and I said, hey, we need you, involved, around. And he's been fantastic. He watches tons of film. And I love it because he's chasing them down, on the road. These guys try to get away. He finds them. No, we're going to watch film first. And so we've kind of created a guard pool, where him and Ryan, Cole, and Scoot in particular, they just sit and watch. He's been great for me because I call him. I'll say, hey, I tried to run 3 ATOs. They didn't see this. I explained it to Rondo, and then he does it. That's been great for me. They hear my voice all the time. It's great for them to hear someone else.